y'all? Welcome to another fabulous episode of How Many Tabs Are Open on Mr. Johnson's computer. Looks like we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tabs today. Not crazy, but not a few. Alright, so what do you notice, what do you wonder? So remember, on this one, we are reviewing the order of operations. Alright, so remember we have to do what's in brackets first, then what's in parentheses, then we multiply and divide from left to right, and then we add and subtract from left to right. So we're looking at these compared to this. So what we're trying to see is we right here have 4 groups of the expression 5 minus 2 plus 1 plus 4. And over here we have 4 times the expression. All right. So basically what we're looking at is the same thing, except on this side, you just have it sitting there 4 times. All right. And then on the right side, you're actually given the multiplying by 4 part on the outside of the brackets. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. If we're using the order of operations on this, we have no brackets. We do have parentheses, so we're going to do 2 plus 1. All right, so we did 2 plus 1 first because it was in parentheses. And now we're just, do we have any multiplication or division? Nope. And then add and subtract from left to right. So 5 minus 3 is 2. And then I'm going to rewrite plus 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. All right, so our answer on this side is 6. So if you think about it, each one of these is 6. So that's basically 6 4 times. If we add 6 4 times, we get 24. All right, and then on this side, we have the expression that is almost identical, except for they put brackets around it and then put a 4 on the outside. So that means whatever we do inside the brackets, we're going to multiply by 4 at the end. All right, so let's go ahead and do the same thing, brackets first. So we do have brackets on this one, so we're going to mess around with everything inside brackets first. So next, we do have parentheses inside the brackets, so we have to focus on that. So I'm going to rewrite everything that I didn't use. So I did 2 plus 1. And now I rewrite all the other signs and all the other numbers. Now I'm going to do whatever's in the brackets still. I cannot use this 4 until the brackets are done. So I'm going to go left to right with addition and subtraction because I have no multiplication yet. All right, so 5 minus 3 is 2. I'm going to keep 2 plus 4 in the bracket with the 4 on the outside. And then 2 plus 4 is 6. Remember, if you have a number next to a number in brackets or parentheses, it means multiply. So there we go. We have the same answer. All right. So these two examples represent the same thing, except for this one has it all represented in one expression because we multiplied the 5 minus 2 plus 1 plus 4 times 4. All right. Okay, scroll down. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our daily assignment. All right. So make a copy of your daily assignment. Follow the directions on each slide to review solving numeric expressions with whole numbers. Remember, expressions do not have an equal sign. If it was an equation, it would have an equal sign. All right? So let's take a look at these. So what we're going to do, we're dragging the digits at the bottom to the correct spot in the expression based on the model. So what we're trying to do is we're looking at this, all right? And it looks like we have a certain number of groups of this many. So if we're notating, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 6 groups of 4. And then it looks like we're adding 3. So I need to make something that says 6 groups of 4 adding 3. Because we use the order of operations, remember that we will always multiply and divide before we add and subtract. So even though the addition sign is right here, oops, oh no, I went totally back. Okay, even though the addition sign is right here, that is going to be the part that we do last. So the first part that we do is the multiplication because multiplication and division comes first. So 6 groups of 4 if I'm doing 6 groups of 4, you could either put the 6 or the 4. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong place. Do not put it there. Remember, I'm doing multiplication first, right? So, doing multiplication first. So this should be 6 times 4. All right. So we're doing 6 times 4 first. If my 4 will move. All right. So we have 6 times 4. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add that group of 3. And if you're saying, why are we adding the 3 first? Remember that with the order of operations, we have to do the multiplication part first. 6 times 4 equals 24. And then we would add at the very end because your multiplication and division happens before your addition and subtraction. And we had no brackets or parentheses. So the model looked like 6 groups of 4 plus 3 more. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. All right, on this one, first thing we're going to do is make those observations. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. 8 groups of 5. All right, and then we have 2 groups of 3. Okay, so what we can do is we need to figure out what we're looking at and make our expression work. Once again, with brackets, parentheses, multiplication, and division, and addition and subtraction. All right. All right. So we have to find a way to make this expression equal 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 43, 46. All right. So what we can do is we can think about this. We have to make all of this and then multiply it by something. So maybe one of the things we can do is we can just take the one group right here, the one group of 3, and then add it to 4 groups of 5. 4 groups of 5 plus one group of 3 would be this whole area right here, right? But then if we multiplied that by 2, that would also represent this whole area right here. So let's take a look at that, all right? What I mean is using the order of operations, if we take, 4 groups of 5. As you can see, I have 8 groups of 5 in total, right? But right now we're only going to use, we are only going to use the 1, 2, 3, 4 groups, all right? So we have 4 groups of 5. In total, we have 8 groups, but we're going to multiply our final answer by 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 groups. Once again, I'm trying to put it in the add part. 4 groups of 5. And then we're going to add 3 to it. Now, if you're saying, but we have double that, that is why we are going to put the 2 on the outside of the parentheses. So we take one of these groups, 4 times 5 plus 3, and then we're going to multiply it times 2. So we're going to have 2 groups of the 4 times 5 plus 3. And that's exactly what we're looking at. And if you're saying, well, I have to add 3 plus 4 first, remember, no, we have to multiply and divide before we can add and subtract. So you have to do 4 times 5 first to get 20. Then you add the 3 to get 23. And then when you multiply it by 2, you would get 46. All right, so once again, this one's a little more complicated, but putting it into groups really helps. All right. Okay, so match the words to the expression by moving the check mark. All right, so we have 3 groups of 15 divided by 5 minus 2. Wow, that's literally exactly what we're looking at right here. 3 groups of 15 divided by 5 minus 2. The reason it's not 3 plus 15 is because there's no plus sign right here, right? So easy peasy lemon squeezy on this one. All we had to do was just kind of say what was going on. If you're doing the math, you know I'm going to do the math. 15 divided by 5, is not 5. You know I'm going to do the math wrong. Let me do this correctly, because, that'll be helpful more. All right, let's try this again. Okay. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Okay. Minus 2. Keep the brackets. Keep the 3, because we haven't used it. So the only thing we did was 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Now we can do 3 minus 2, which is 1. And then 3 times 1 is 3. That would be our solved expression. The value of this expression is 3. All right. On to the next one. Okay, so this looks like 20 minus 3 plus 2 times 4. 20 minus the sum of 3 and 2, then multiplied by 4. That actually sounds like we're adding 3 and 2 before multiplying by 4, and that's not what's going on here, because we have to multiply by 2 by 4 before we can add the 3 if we're following the order of operations. Once again, remember brackets, parentheses, multiplication, division, and addition, subtraction. You have to multiply and divide before you can add and subtract. So let's see, 20 minus the sum of 3 and the product of 2 and 4. So yeah, the sum of 3 plus the product of 2 and 4, that makes more sense, because we're going to multiply 2 and 4 before we ever get to the 3. All right, because adding 3 will happen after that. So the one that makes sense is going to be 20 minus the sum of 3 and the product of 2 and 4. All right, match the simplified answer with the expression by moving the check mark. Didn't we just do this? Yeah, we did just do that. So go back in the video and you'll find the answer. Same thing with this one, I think. Yeah? Did we do that one? Maybe we didn't do this one. We can do this one. All right, so I'm going to start you off, and I want you to finish the problem by yourselves. All right, so first thing we're going to do, remember, BPMA, order of operations. Brackets, we do have brackets, we do have parentheses, we do have multiplication, division, and we do have addition and subtraction. So we're going to use them all. So inside the brackets, we do have parentheses. 2 times 4 equals 8. Keep the brackets. 3 plus 8. All right, now we're going to add 3 plus 8 because it's still inside the bracket. 8, 9, 10, 11. So go ahead and finish the problem out. I think you can do this. Your answer will go right here. 20 minus 11 is... All right. And then finally, let's go ahead and take a look at your exit ticket thing for the day. All right, so question 1. Margaret opened a new case of light bulbs. The case contained it. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to fix that. But contained it is not a word. It's my new favorite word of the day. The case contained 3 boxes of light bulbs with 8 light bulbs in each box. Margaret threw 2 of the light bulbs in the trash because they were damaged, wasteful. Then she took the 7 of the light bulbs out of the case. Which expression can be used to show that there are 15 light bulbs still in the case? Whoa, I didn't mean to select that. Don't select that unless that's the right answer. But let's try this real quick. All right, so Margaret opened a new case of light bulbs. The case contained 3 boxes of light bulbs with 3 in each box. So that sounds to me like this is a 3 times 8. The case contained 3 boxes of light bulbs with 8 light bulbs in each box. Margaret threw away 2 of the light bulbs in the trash because they were damaged. So if I take that part and then I subtract 2 from it, that should help me. Then she took 7 light bulbs out of the case. All right, so which expression can be used to show that there are 7 light bulbs still in the case? Actually, if we want to take away 7, I could subtract 7 again, but that's going to get confusing because that's going to look like negatives. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say 24 minus the sum of the 2 light bulbs that were damaged and the 7 that she took out of the case. Since we're taking away 9 light bulbs in totality, then that's the reason why we are going to squish them together before we take them away from our total. So that's not the answer. I don't know how to undo that, but one of these answers looks very similar, I think. Very, very similar. Not the one that I selected, though. Not this one. Definitely not that one. All right. And then what is the value of this expression? Once again, just remember, use BPMA to get you through brackets, parentheses, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So the first thing that you're going to do on this one is look inside the brackets. Oops, I forgot parentheses. Don't forget things because that'll mess up your numbers. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is look inside the brackets. There's some multiplication inside the brackets. So there's some hints of what you'll be doing. So 3 times 2 will give you a number. Then 36 plus that number will give you what needs to go in here. And then finally, you're going to divide that by 6. So I think you can plug in the numbers. I set it up for you. So remember, brackets, parentheses, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. All right, well, I think that's it. Your teachers are back. Star is done. So if you have any questions, check out Zoom. It'll be good to see y'all today. We missed y'all. I hope that you have a wonderful afternoon. I hope this is making sense to you. If you have any questions, reach out to your teachers. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. And I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.